Ask you jump scare! I got you, didn't I? Always fell for the old trick in the book of the quackening. Hello, everybody. It is I, Amao. And yep, this is a draft analysis, as you tell, for me, bringing me just looking at you in your face right now. Actual face reveal, for real, no cap. of his, those who knows. And today, this is our draft analysis for the SPL League, actually. Yep, we have been invited to play in SPL. This is, of course, Joy Pokemon's League and also Choco King's League. They organized together. And for this isn't your typical draft format, a guy that plays singles draft, series and everything. This is VGC draft. So basically, in draft in the format of VGC. Even though you have a team of 6, you only bring 4, and it's 2 of them at a time. That's yeah. You might think it weird that if they're gonna do something like this, they will get VGC guys, which of course they did. So why? So it's not funny that I am there, but you know what? I think it makes sense because I can be a wacky guy, and I imagine me when I can have 2 Pokemon at once. Basically, yeah. I actually did do a VGC league a while back. Like if you scroll down on my channel, and it'll be like BDSP, which is pretty funny that it was in BDSP too. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun as well. I'll make sure to make it work because obviously I'm doing this at the same time as BBR, but I think I can make it work. That'll just be 2 Wi-Fi league at once, but at least one of them doesn't require me to do a comp because we can just play on the regular just a regular way on the game. No need to make comps for this. And of course, enough chit chat. We're here to talk about what I got. So, out of 20 coaches that are playing in this league, I believe my exact number was 16. It was either 16 or 17. I got. I'm too bored to just look it up on the dock. I don't wanna. So obviously not a great position for me to start, but hey, I have to work what I can get. So obviously, my first plan was to not make any plans because 16 is way too soon to think of anything I want because everything can go out the window before I can get my hands on it. But when the picks started to get done, I was able to look what could at least last to me. And out of all of them, there was one guy that I was really interested to get. Oh, and that guy is none other than 1 second. I just know how to. Bam! Hoopa-Unbound is my first pick for the SPL League. And now the question mark that you guys are gonna ask. Hey Mo, this is VGC. Hoopa is not allowed in VGC, it's a mythical. Well, yeah, that I know, but for this league, the Pokemon that are allowed, I believe it's basically, almost everything's allowed. Like the only Pokemon that are really banned, the Pokemon that are normally considered restricted. So your likes of Calyrex, Mewtwo, and all that, those are banned. And some other banned. It's mainly the big legendaries that are banned, and then of course the new exception, allowing the mythical Pokemon to be in the league on the board. Some of them were still banned. The likes of Mew because of its endless move pool, Magearna because it's just stupid, and then Darkrai because they didn't want it to deal with Dark Void shenanigans. But out of all of them, Hoopa-Unbound stays allowed, which I guess from a singles point of view it's fair for it to be allowed. Because it's allowed in standard anyways, and it doesn't. Outside of power, it doesn't seem to be, ban worthy. But that's why exactly I like about this, because look at this stat versus everything is going up against. Yeah, the Pokemon that are closest to it in stats are your Palafin and Slacking type of deal, which are Pokemon that have some drawback on how to play them, whereas Hoopa has no drawback in how to play it. Everything you see right there is what it has, you know? Of course, it has some weaknesses. Its typing is awful, for sure, both offensively and defensively. And also, it's very, very physically frail. But let me tell you a little secret. Know a certain super fast, super strong special attacker that has abysmal physical bulk? Well, sometimes these guys run physical bulk to make sure he can survive at least one super strong physical attack. Well, Hoopa has more bulk than this one Pokemon in particular, meaning that yes, I could in fact, I could in fact just give it a lot of bulk and just make it just, of course it's not optimal this, but just to give you an idea that I could in fact just invest to fix that defense to make it at least harder to remove. That's the whole point basically. And also, bad typing? Meet Terastallization into say, I don't know, a fairy type or what have you. Just like literally any type. And then the move pool, of course. Of course, you have Ally Switch. Not sure I'll ever use Ally Switch because if I use Ally Switch, then I'm not attacking with Hoopa. But that's basically a move in particular that you should be aware of. Hyperspace Fury. And it's just the description. Lowers defense, sure, but breaks Protect. Protect is one of the biggest moves for VGC, and Hoopa doesn't just ignore it, it destroys it. So if Hoopa gets to attack first, which is something that wants to protect, Hyperspace Fury will destroy Protect, and my second Pokemon can attack that same target as well. Assuming I don't kill them already with Hoopa. Which can be very strong. This is like a great pinning Pokemon as long as I play into my speed tiers correctly. And of course, well, you also your special move as well. They're very strong. And also, there's another move that could be very strong on Hoopa in particular. See this move as well? Yeah, 80 base power, but gets 50% stronger on Psychic Terrain and hits both targets. The drawback? I need Psychic Terrain. Oh gee, if only I could have something that could just get Psychic Terrain up. Oh hey, indeedy female. Normally you're like never use in singles draft because you're just completely outclassed by their male counterpart. But here, oh, what's that? Oh, follow me so I can redirect attacks into you to protect Hoopa to get uncontested damage, or I can heal my Hoopa. I can strengthen my Hoopa. Oh, hold on. I can Trick Room as well? Just like Hoopa can also set up Trick Room as you support it? Oh, hold on. You might be... Yeah, this is size spam, alright? But instead of like Indeedee female plus, I don't know, Armor Rouge, it's Indeedee plus Hoopa-Unbound with this base special attack. Yeah. Normally, yeah, it's like I just said, I normally have no reason to use this guy ever, but because it's double, its support move pool can shine to make my Hoopa just as great. Okay, and of course that also gives me Trick Room technically. Like, AD is kind of awkward, but depending on the composition, it could be good for Trick Room, which is much faster threats, obviously. And yeah, Hoopa can just set it up because it learns Trick Room. So I can just, like use Indeedee to just follow me, then Trick Room, and have Hoopa go crazy. It's really just Armor Rouge Indeedee, but instead it's Hoopa. Right, next. Because AD is kind of an awkward speed tier for Hoopa, then it can also get used for Tailwind. So I wanted a Tailwind setter. And something that I also was interested in trying. Shaymin-Sky. That's not a guy I also didn't get to really try at all because, normally it's when allowed, it's when I play for BBL, but even then I don't go for it. But I think it can be very good here. Because, if it were like singles, you could have a guy that you can dedicate to try and take on Shaymin and everything, but because it's not single, but doubles, you might not have two Pokemon on the field that can deal with it more easily, meaning that those Serene Grace Air Slash and Seed Flare are much, much stronger. And again, I have Tailwind. Normally you have guys like, your Prankster Whimsicott, your Gale with Talon of Flame, but base 127 speed, that's very fast to get the Tailwind on. But yeah, that's just a guy that it's just your guy that just is very fast, a great speed tier normally. It can get Tailwind very fast without any of ability, and can do big damage with Sea Flare, or give me some luck with Air Slash. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, next, I wanted a fighting type. A good fighting type. Something that can help me for the dark types that are immune to expanding force. I had a couple of options, but I decided to settle Okidogi, which I think this guy is pretty cool. It's basically your typical brawler. You have some good fighting moves, you have your close combat Drain Punch, and you have your either Poison Jab or Gong Shot right here. You have some good coverage and knockoff. It's basically your attacker, except your ability Guard Dog has more use in there because Intimidate is very good in VGC. It's worse than Defiant, sure, but because it's been a while since I used Okidogi, I knew I wanted to use it. Like I knew I wanted to use Okidogi either here or BBR, and I opted to use it here instead. Also, in matchup where there's no Intimidate, I can just use Toxic Chain if there's no Intimidate for me to worry about, basically. I mean, it's still a good Pokemon. Normally, it's bad because you have your Urshifus, your Iron Hands, and everything. But these guys were definitely gone before I could get my hands on them. Now, you might also be wondering why didn't you get Sneasler then? Because it has Unburden. I wanted Sneasler as well, but it got picked before I could because I wasn't the only guy with a Pokemon that set terrain. So obviously, I should have got it before in DD actually even. Like it went round 3. The same when I got Shaymin, but yeah, unfortunately. So with Okidogi, it's not the same speed as Sneasler, but at least it's tankier. So in a way, it's still good. Can do a good pairing with Hoopa-Unbound nonetheless. Alright, next, I wanted to try something pretty interesting. I want Skeledirge. Not a guy you would think of going in, kind of early still. Like it's like near mid draft. But my thought process is that because not every I could get a good Intimidate mon at this point. I was like the other way I can lower my opponent's attack stat without relying on a move that drops the attack stat is by burning them. So burning them. So with Will-O-Wisp Dirge, that can allow to make my Hoopa harder to remove because targeting his defense side would be harder if I just burn them. I know there could be much better Pokemon to spread burn, especially on Pokemon faster. But my idea Skeledirge is that he has Unaware, so like if I find something that wants to set up I have my Unaware Mon. Plus, I thought that this one could also maybe Snowball in Trick Room as well. Like it's kind of slow, or even in Tailwind even. Like either it's a support mon to burn stuff, or even use Yawn because Yawn is also an annoying move in doubles as well. Or can you go on the offensive because Fire Ghost is good offensively. It can with special attack. It has very good coverage move. Again, it's trying out some very interesting stuff. Alright, next, I wanted to know another funny guy. Sandy Shocks. This guy is kind of okay in singles, but in doubles, I guess it's kind of okay in doubles as well. But I think the guy is pretty cool. First, it's a Paradox Pokemon, meaning Booster Energy is on the table. And this is my only Paradox Pokemon in the entire dive, meaning that I can just slap Booster Energy on it without any consequences, because again, it's VGC rule set, so you have item clause, not more than one of the same item. So yeah, so this guy can run Booster Energy without any problem. And then after that, you have your typical Thunderbolt, Earth Power, but then you have stuff like Electro Web to just spread plus lowering my opponent's speed, or you can also have some decent support move. Like, I know screens, you would think of running screens on Light Clay, but honestly I think I can still make them work even without like clay because the matches will be so fast that I think it's still okay to only have them last 5 turns instead of 8. And as you know, stuff like hearing pulse maybe could be good. Maybe electric terrain could be fun. Maybe metal sound could be nice, or even screech. Actually, there's the metal sound screech. Didn't you learn another move that drops the depth that was actually better than just skipping? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I think this guy pretty cool. I needed a ground type. Plus, this one is electric as well. I think that's a good choice from my part. Alright, and then next, the unexpected rain route that nobody saw it coming. Not even me. I didn't know what to get for, and I was like, you know what? I have terrain. Why not get weather as well? Because with weather, now I have two modes I can control. I can control the terrain. I can control the weather now. And Politoed does far better in doubles than in singles for sure. It's more like, you know, your support guy. You have your Ace, your Encore. Perish Song is pretty cool, if you know what I mean. Hypnosis could be demonic. You know, it's the rain setter. It's the if you're using rain, it's not Belliper, it's Politoed. Alright. The next, we were running Shaman Fairy type, but I was like, there's some potential with Alcremie. You know, like maybe Sweet Veil to prevent sleep from ruining me, or Aroma Veil to block these very annoying support moves. And although it's very short on its move pool coverage wise, 1-turn special attacks not bad, especially paired with Hoopa. But most importantly, decorate. Imagine I decorate anything on my team just to double their offense. Imagine Hoopa after I decorate. Imagine Sandy Shot after I decorate, or something like that. That's basically it. It can just strengthen my Pokemon like crazy. Or, well, yeah, that's basically what it does. Like good support, Safari type. There was not much left. Like, I was running short of points, which is normally unheard of for me, but I think I'm finally able to make use of my budget much better. Of course, I have Rain. I needed a Swift Swimmer, and there are some good Pokemon. Like the better ones will cost me much more. So I think Golduck as a middle ground, which I know isn't your guy for, you know, the Swift Swim when you have stuff like Ludicolo, Kingdra. But, I mean, think of it this way. Muddy water, nasty plug with Terra Water in the rain. What do? And I have, like, imagine like Indeedee early, then Golduck. I set it up, Indeedee dies, Politoed is in. And now you're facing this guy in the rain. With like more multipliers. Yeah. Not so funny now, huh? And if not, this guy is also kind of shy on the support. Like look at this. Disable, Encore, Haze, Skill Swap, Yawn, Hypnosis. Simple Beam can be... Okay, I know it's very... I don't think I'll ever pull it up, but just imagine I Simple Beam my guy and I have Alcremie use Decorate. It's overkill and reverse too much shit up, but just imagine. That would just been funny. Or even better, Soak. Like, if there's a Pokemon with an annoying type, Soak it, and like a dark type, Soak, and then bam, they're weak to... I mean, not weak, but now they're susceptible to Expanding Force. Overall, it is the almighty Duck, the almighty Quackening. So this is why I went Golduck. And then last... I didn't have a lot of points left, but I settled on Glalie last. Just for two things. For this, and for this. That's literally it. It's the most troll thing I could get of a Glalie. I'm not capable of doing this in single, but I can do this in doubles. So for a 2-pointer, this is definitely a deal. So yeah, this is the entire draft for your Mario Ice Cubes for SPL from me. Yeah, so it's gonna be for, you know, the upcoming 2 months. We'll be able to do some VGC draft. And yeah, I really hope that's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. Maybe I'll see to do some transaction on the team if you feel like Like, I know I had the Rain Core and I just gas Golduck. Like, there's a chance I could see them being changed because, like, as good as the Rain Core is, I could definitely just go without it and get something else. But for now, this is what I have. I'll let you know if I do any changes on the team. That, well, nothing else to say. Uh, Hopefully, we get to enjoy our time there. That, I'll just talk to you guys for whenever we're gonna do our battles. See you guys later then.